Here's the live footage of Old Faithful. It's dormant right now. There's nothing going on. But every hour or so, here's a video of it during the summer. Every hour or so, it spews up this water. That's heated up. It's way into the air. People gather around it every 60 minutes or so, 70 minutes or so. So why would they name it Old Faithful? Let's take a second longer to think about it. Why would it be called Old Faithful? Discuss at your table. See if you can get any ideas generated. It's not smoke, it's steam.
It might be because you know when it's
Coming to you. Get ready, kid. Tell him that. And bring it back to me in 5, 4, 3, 2. Track. Lewis.
Track Lewis. I think it's called Old Faithful because you're gonna know when it's gonna erupt.
It does. You can count. You can almost set your watch to it. So somewhere in this class period, it's going to erupt like this. But it's hard to see because it's winter now. But right now, it's not spewing. There's no one around. You saw those people leaving? We just missed it. This is a live cam. This is really happening right now in Yellowstone Park. So I'm going to put it up there. Don't keep your eyes on it, but I'll tell you if I start to see it spewing. But it does that for the last, thousands of eons. So it'll build up, and then explode with water. It's just water. But you'll see people start to gather around here watching for it. I did that once. I went there about 7 years ago. It's pretty cool. Class, you have one video that you'll be watching, two videos that you'll be watching today. There's no guests on it. Make sure, who's going to give me only one sentence or so for their lazy answers? Anyone? No? Okay, good. You'll start with page 294. You're going to learn about how Hawaii was formed and what volcanoes. I'll interrupt you in about 20 minutes. I'll give you 1 minute to have your computers open and your headphones on. Voice level 1. If I see anyone fighting for that. Okay, you may begin. John Dale, get your computer open right away. No.
Rubber band.
45 seconds to have your headphones on, ready. Pencil open, book open in 294. Go find a computer quickly. "30 seconds to be seated. Video open, book open. This is the movement, Yogi. And you follow these directions. Seconds till I should see you ready. The following students were not prepared in time. Sir, sit down while I'm speaking. Jay Sean, headphones. Table 8, I should see your headphones on. Table 8, you need room to write. Edpuzzle. I'm going to be looking at the progress of my students so far. Let's look at some of the questions that they're answering, some of the earliest ones. Which region are we studying now? Okay, I see that 2 people got this right off the back. Check for understanding incorrectly. I'm going to go check in with them. Let's see if they realize that.
Excuse me.
What region?
Can you send Denise
Are we
across to the
studying?
front office, please? Be checked out.
Yes.
West.
Okay, you said the southeast. Go ahead, Denise.
Like the next, like, you know, at the top on question 2.
Mm-hmm.
I pressed Alaska.
Oh, you messed up? Okay, thanks.
But I had got the right answer.
Okay.
I need to press Alaska.
This is what he's talking about. He said he actually pressed Alaska. So actually I can see quite a few people. Oh, actually only 2. I need to talk to you about this question. The question is, which western state is far to the north and is only bordered by Canada? Someone said Russia and someone said Oregon. I'm going to check in with those folks to see, make sure they understand some basic geography that they should not have missed some of these early questions. Aiden? Jaheim, can I talk to you? Jaheim? It said which western state is bordered only by Canada? And you said Russia. So, Russia is a country, the Federation of Russia. It's its own country, way over here. Russia. It actually does, if you keep going around the world, it does get close to Alaska, but it's not a state. So the state it's way up here in the northwest. This is the inset map to show it. What state is that?
United States.
The United States is the country. What state is right there? This is the United States. These 50 states. What state is that?
Alaska.
Alaska. So these 2, Hawaii and Alaska, they're not part of the regular continent. This is the one, see how it's touching Canada? There's no Russia there. There's Russia way over here. See, if you go around the world, it touches it. Russia's not a state again. Good question. So which state is way up in there in the northwest? Which one of our 50 states is way up there in the northwest?
Alaska.
That touches Canada? What's it called? Alaska. Okay. See. And another one that they're missing is, sadly, this one about Hawaii. Which western state is made up of islands? Let's see, most of them are getting it, but just Jaheim. I'll check on him in a minute. Hey, can you wait 1 second? Missed that one. Yes, ma'am.
I was looking at that and I had to put something in my video just now.
Oh, you can always navigate back to Edpuzzle, and it'll begin where you left off. Here's the part where I usually let them answer some more, and I'm going to go check out some of their books, some of their book work. Yes, ma'am.
I need help with this question.
Yeah. Which western state is made up of islands? So, here's the inset map. These in red, including these 2 down here, are the western states. Which one was just a series of islands? Again, there's Washington, Montana, Wyoming, Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, California, Alaska, and Hawaii. Which one is surrounded by water? Island. A series of Alaska is touching Canada, so that's not an island. See, it's bordering something. I can look here too. It's bordering Canada. Yeah, can you stop the tapping, please? Look, it is multiple choice, so Is it Canada? Is it Alaska, Washington, or Hawaii?
Hawaii?
Let's see. Where's Hawaii? Hawaii, does that look like some islands that are surrounded by water? Yeah, sure is. That's it. Good job. Okay, don't forget to do number 1 there. Do my first lap. So you said the Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian Mountains are in the northeast and the southeast. This is the Appalachian Mountains right here. So what's this mountain range, this largest mountain range that's right here in the west, where we're staying in the west? It is the Rocky Mountains, but if you're not sure, you can always go back into your text. Show me where text says that's the largest of them. Sure, bud. How'd you get to that page already? You shouldn't be on that page by now. Oh, got that though. You read all this? I see you didn't do any of the CRCRs. You didn't circle the title, or circle the compass rose, rectangle around that, rectangle at that. So I'm worried that you're going a little too fast here. What's your question though?
Highest and lowest point.
Yeah, so these are the highest. See these little peaks right here, these triangles? See? Mountain peak. Highest. This is the highest point. This is the lowest point. So can you find triangle that goes up and triangles that go down? These are the highest and lowest points. Can I see your book, please? And check plus for good detail, evidence on your claim. Beautiful. Oh, I like it. Sierra Nevada and the Cascades. Be sure to give me details about it too.
Okay.
Cool. Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, after my first lap, I check in with some of the open responses. So back to, what's up? Questions. Got it. Yeah, got it. So I'm going to look for some of the ones that have open responses. I should see 2 or 3 sentences. Which one they got into by now? So what is North America's highest peak? The answer is Mount McKinley, or otherwise Denali. So I'm going to find out where this person got that answer. There's McKinley, close enough. Hey, Marquise. Marquise, can I talk to you? Yes. Okay, thank you for telling me. Excuse me, can I clear the way? Marquise? Marquise? Yes, ma'am. That's the correct answer. Except you didn't really make it a complete sentence. I would have rather you have said, can you put that in a complete sentence? Go ahead. The question is, what is North America's highest mountain peak?
The North America highest mountain peak is Mount McKinley.
All right. Hey, you said Sierra Nevada. Show me in your book where you got that answer.
Mount McKinley.
Oh. Why'd you put Sierra Nevada? Sierra Nevada is a mountain range, by the way, not a peak, not a single mountain, but it's a series of mountains. Okay. What state is Mount McKinley in?
Alaska?
It is in Alaska. Good job. Yes, ma'am. It's not Sierra Nevada. I'm going to look back in the text here, and I'll show you where I found it. It's in this here somewhere. See if you can beat me to it. But where does it talk about the largest? Actually, you even annotated it. So you circled Cascades, you circled Sierra Nevada, and you circled Rocky Mountains. Which one of those circles is the biggest?
Rocky Mountain.
Correct. So which is the largest mountain range?
Rocky Mountain.
Correct. Yay. Let's see if there's any other. So I said mountain ranges, and I see a few people here are just giving me some 1 or 2 word sentences, which is not going to be good enough. Lewis, Marquise, Takai, Ramalis,
That's why I told you after you. See, I had put that. What you call my name?
Tayshawn, I did. This question, please don't look at my phone. This question says, what mountain ranges? Does that sound like one or more than one?
More than one.
So, which major mountain ranges are in the west? Can you name 3?
Rocky Mountain.
Right, that's a range.
Appalachian.
Appalachians is not in the west.
McKinley.
McKinley is a mountain peak, not a mountain range. So let's take a look at our map here. Remember, we circled some. We circled the Rocky Mountains. There's the big one. Do you see other mountain ranges? Got it. Sierra Nevada. And there was one more range that we had circled.
Columbia Plateau.
Columbia is a plateau, not a mountain range.
No doubt.
Yeah, Cascade. So if I were to make this complete sentence, I would say, what, Takai?
Okay. What major mountain?
If you were to restate it as a complete sentence. Some of the major, or 3 of the major mountain ranges
Three major mountain ranges are in the west.
are
Rocky Mountain,
Sierra
Cascade
Nevada.
Mountain, and Cascade Range.
Now, how can we make one more sentence to really make this a strong answer? Details. What's one? Just give me one more detail about any of those ranges.
And they're big. The mountain.
Which one's the biggest?
Rocky Mountain.
The largest of these 3 is the
Rocky Mountain.
the Rocky Mountains. Okay. The Sierra Nevadas are in the state of.
California.
Yeah.
No, these are. See how I'm adding a little bit more detail? It makes my answer a little bit more. Tasty.
You know the one where they say
Bye. Tell me bye.
Colorado.
Yeah.
You just said state cap. You said the state. What a state capital?
Yeah. What's the state capital of Colorado? Where's Colorado? Thank you. Bye bye.
Colorado right there. Without.
No, that's California. This is Colorado. Yeah.
I'm thinking it's them.
Ah, no. So see? I can see by the key that she circled
That's what I
the
was
star.
looking at.
So what's the capital of Colorado?
Denver.
Denver. Cool. See ya. Oh. I should have had my timer up here so they know, and that should be done. I'll give them 10 more minutes for this long video. Nine minutes remaining for your first video. Sure. And it's time for another lap. I'm gonna go look. They got a circle here, that means they didn't do that, so I'm looking for that circle or that one to be answered, and hopefully they have the number 2 by now too, which says to recognize the lowest and highest peak. Tell me more. There's 3 of them total. You're not typing. Yes, ma'am. Show me your book that you're done. No, you need to do the next page. That's still blank. Ooh, let's see if webcam's up. Next page.
Something like this.
Hawaii is not a mountain range. Hawaii is a series of islands that are states, one of our 50th state. Look, I know you're having a hard time. Try and focus on this. I'll come check in with you. We're still looking for the highest and the lowest point. Yeah, so. Sir?
McKinley.
McKinley, yes, what about it?
How do you spell it?
It's right there, so what want to tell you?
What's that for?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's on the wrong page. It's actually, that's mentioned here.
Oh.
Looks like you're almost done, though. Rocky Mountains are a mountain range. Jay Sean, come here. Remember what I talked about at the very beginning? This is a mountain peak. This is like Mount McKinley or Mount Green or Mount Morgan or Mount Jay Sean. It's a single mountain peak. This is a mountain range. It's a bunch of them. This is the Rocky Mountains or the Cascades or the Sierra Nevadas or the Alps or the Appalachians. So I think that asked you for. I want you to go find that in your text, but that's the difference between a series of mountains called a mountain range and a single mountain peak. Find out the tallest one. It's in Alaska. Correct. Next page. Okay, take a break. Half mast, please. The following students were unsuccessful in half mast in their computers today. And having their eyes on me. Justice Perry? Okay. My question to you is about Hawaii. Hawaii was our last state to join the Union. It's only been in our state, in our country, for about 80 years. It's a series of islands. Way over here in the Pacific Ocean. There it is. The capital is Honolulu. Hawaii. How did Hawaii become into existence? How were those islands formed, is my question. They were formed a long time ago, but the land, there was not always an island there. I see 0 hands here. I see 1 hand here. I see 1 person trying to be off task. 3 hands here. There's Marquise's hand. Elijah's still thinking. If you're still thinking, Elijah, it's on the next page. You could be looking for it. I see Messiah wants to answer. Lewis, I'm still waiting on you to be thinking about this answer. Tayshawn's not sure, so he should be looking in his book then. Give you 10 more seconds to think about how were these islands formed. Get ready to track. Track Mr. Perseverance himself. Track Messiah.
Track Messiah.
They were made by volcanoes. Can you add on to that? Is exactly right. Can he add on to that answer, please? They were made by volcanoes. Like there was a little god monkey inside the volcano that just did it out of magic. What do you mean? Help him build on. Track Jaheen.
Track Jaheen.
Over the years,
Yes.
the mountain kept on erupting under the water and it rised.
That's what I wanted to hear more about. Someone tell him good job.
Good job.
Volcano underneath. Did you see that video? Volcano underneath the water. And it just kept building and building and building and building until finally it got above the ocean water. And then finally that is an island. Islands aren't floating around, you know. Islands are single points underneath the ocean that just kind of go above the surface of the water. And then finally this one erupted so many times, it formed this giant area. Now there's people walking and living, and there's an airport on it, and there's highways, and there's interstates, and there's people, and there's grass and cows. Have you ever been to Hawaii?
Yes, no.
I haven't either. I want to go. It looks beautiful. Okay, You may continue. I'm still waiting on Old Faithful to erupt. Hasn't happened yet. You may continue. Voice level 0. ET starts in 10 minutes. Lewis is immediately back to his task. Hey, I think you missed my spiel. I'm going to call you. How did Hawaii form? Yeah, Hawaii is the string of islands. How are they created? You need a minute to look at it again? Okay, go check it out. I'll come back when you're ready. Right, lava kept building on each other until it cooled and hardened into land. This one is on the next page. Hey, do you want to try again? Yes, no? Okay. Number 3 is not done. Oh, it's starting to smolder. Whoa, there's someone in the camera just zoomed in way too close. What is that? Yeah, what they? No, go over that way. Oh, I think that's where it is. Look at all that annotation. I love that. Need any help with anything? Okay, number 10. By what? Volcanoes, yeah, underground volcanoes. Isn't that cool? Did you see that video where they bubble up? Okay. I'll come check on you in a minute.
Was it Mount McKinley?
You just now found that? Yeah, Mount McKinley. Okay, Mount McKinley. Also called Denali. It's officially called Denali now. Denali was the Native American name. So I can't decide. Should I call it Mount McKinley or the older name, Denali? I like to call it the older name. I like to call it, you would say, the original name, Denali. It's only like 2 minutes long. Check it out. Natural disasters in the West. Go ahead. Go ahead and sit down for a second. Half mast. Table 1. Good job, table 2, following directions. Say it again if they're not doing it. Recognize who's doing it. Messiah, can you be paying attention to that scholar, please?
What are the two natural resources?
Not resources, disasters
Disasters
of the West.
of the West.
Let's see, 1 hand at table 2, 0 hands at table 1. All the hands at table 5. All the hands at table 8 back there. If you're not sure, Jaden, then you should be looking back in your text to find out that answer. What are the 2 natural disasters of the West? So pause. Track. Practice shire. Correct. You know what? I forgot one too. There's also one that starts that Dryad drew me a picture of over here. Starts with a V. What is it, class?
A volcano.
We don't have to worry about well, I mean, for the most part, we don't worry about these things here. We worry about which natural disaster. I'm thinking to myself, which natural disaster does New Orleans especially know about? Get ready to tell me in 3, 2, 1. Hurricanes, especially. We don't worry about earthquakes so much. They just don't happen here. Or volcanoes. There's just no geothermal activity on here. When we're building our buildings, they're a lot different than the codes, the regulations in California eyes on me. If they're building tall buildings in California, you better believe those things better be really sound structure because they might have earthquakes. Some videos that you might have seen already are like, please no oohs and ahs. People might have been hurt really bad in this. But you can see in some of the videos like this how the earth in an earthquake really starts to shake. It's very scary. Especially if you have something above you, like a mountainside or a building, and that starts to shake. That's where a lot of people get hurt, is it starts to crumble next to you. The building you're in might start to fall down. In which case, this is definitely not funny, Messiah. These children are stuck in this water. They eventually get out, but the earth is shaking so much, it's making these huge waves. That's what it's like a tsunami is. So like the ground is shaking so much. Come on in, bud. That you don't know what to do. It can last just a few seconds. It can last for a full minute. It can be really bad or just a little shake. But when the earth opened up and there's divergent, think of it like this. When there's two pieces of paper. Here, hold this. And the earth is on these tectonics, and when they start to move away from each other or for each other, it'll make this mountain. And that's how a lot of these mountains that we have, like the Rocky Mountains, even formed. When these tectonic plates are moving towards each other, that'll start to shake the ground a little bit, and a lot of destruction will happen. So we don't really worry about that here. They don't really worry about tornadoes so much. We don't really worry about blizzards down here. Different regions have their different natural disasters. But here in the West, we have a lot of geothermal activity. And that can erupt from volcanoes. And there can also be a lot of geysers that you read about. Yeah, what do you want to say?
When they have an earthquake, like the state or the city just have an earthquake, or the whole earth has?
Oh, great question. I guess I didn't teach you. It's usually just like an area. It might just be this neighborhood, not a whole city, but like a part of a city, like say just the east or just the French Quarter, like a neighborhood. Or it could be smaller, just a block, a city block or so. So no, it's not a whole city or a whole state or the whole world. But it can be very scary. Tell someone next to you what you think you would do if the whole building started to shake.
Fall on the ground?
It does. Sometimes the earth opens up.
People fall in the ground?
Yeah.
What they do?
Well, there's a lot of more ground underneath, a lot of people perish. A lot of people die from that. But there's a lot of, it's just not, you'll not fall down to the end in the middle of the earth. I think you'll fall a few feet down into the center where there's a lot of concrete and further rocks down there. You're going to hurt yourself, hit your head and stuff.
Mr. Payne?
Yeah, look how scary those books. Yeah, sure.
Why is it named earthquake?
Quake means to, shake. But it's like an earth shake. The earth starts to quake, which means to go back and forth.
What's happening?
which students are doing a good job of stacking their computers. Stacking their books. What's the voice level, Sky? I see books over here, not stacked. I see this table looks like they're doing a great job, in fact. Tell them so, Takai. This is not organized. Takai, this table's doing great. Let them know that. Table 2. Oh, class. One of the questions in your pre-ET survey will be, what is your current grade? If you don't know that, you didn't see today, what program do we use to see your grade? I'll take a silent hand. Yes, Dontrell? It is. It's learner profile, not your GPA, but your social studies grade, as well as the survey if you want to tell me anything about your day or your class that you liked. 5 multiple choice questions. Submit whenever you're ready. Get done early. You can do that quiz that I put on Google Classroom. Class, it is time for your exit ticket. Exit ticket! Voice level is definitely 0. Thank you, Takai. You may begin. I see headphones here, not wrapped up. The following students may come see me because they are unsuccessful at being at level 0. Miss Perry, can you scoot over? This is an ET. Brayden, great job today. Now's your chance to prove it to me. Your book should be closed. Oh, I saw my book. Open up learner profile so you can see. Come on, tell me something. What's the scariest natural disaster? Yes, ma'am?
Which one?
It's this one. It's always Google Forms. Not always, but it's usually Google Forms. Okay, why don't you tell me up top? Oh, you submitted already? Okay, what's up? What'd you get? Not bad for not participating all day. You didn't take the... That would have been a good chance for you to tell me what was bothering you. You want to write it down? I'd love to know what was bothering you in all class. Will you wrap the headphones up, please? Come on. Yes, sir. Start here. Some vocabulary. No open response this time. You can raise a silent hand and ask me a question. I'm going to go to this guy who had his silent hand up.
And then that's when it went up.
Oh, yeah, it went up a lot, man. So it's quarter 3. You have 71. 71 so far. I'm going to go to this person that had a silent hand. Yes, ma'am? Yeah, but you see, that's your math, that's your ELA, there's your social studies grade. Okay. Going right 58. Yes, sir? Mr. Perseverance? Great, I know that. You can tell me. You don't have to tell me.
My GPA was higher.
I know. Does that make you happy? See if you can do this. It's level 0. Let's raise your hand up. It's that one that you're highlighted. Sir?
I could make a question. I could tell you this at the end of the day.
Definitely. I gotta walk around still. You ever give me a weak high five like that again, I'm gonna freak out. Give me a high five. Girl. I don't know if that was worth breaking your silence about. Yes, sir.
The move when I cut it.
Yeah, I'm still considering it. One second. Let me take a tour, then I'll come talk to you. 1 minute left. You must hit submit. I told you what to do after you submitted. I told you what to do. Nice job. I told you to do after you hit submit on Google Classroom. Yes, ma'am. Thanks for telling me. I can see that. Why don't you go get these books, put them away.
Guess what I got? Did I get good?
2 out of 5.
A 4 and 5.
That's passing. That's a math, still a mastery.
I got
like 80.
when they say 100 feet high, I got that one wrong.